What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fuzzy Fitness. So let's start this video with yet another great moment between Hadi and Derek Linsford as Hadi uploads a short clip of them going through a back workout. I have to say it is so great to see both these guys pushing each other and supporting each other even though they are arch rivals and they're fighting for the same spot as well as a huge amount of money as well. And both of these guys know that one of them is gonna lose that title. So one of the interesting things that I noticed is that even though Derek Linsford has a way better back than everyone who is potentially gonna be in that first call out at this year's Mr. Olympia. And that of course includes Hadi as well. But Hadi's strength, that is just absolutely insane. That is just ridiculous. And this must be the working set, where Hadi went with the 4 players for a drop set, while Derek on the other hand started with 3 plates. The strength that Hadi has, that is absolutely unmatched, especially at his height. And everyone admits that. So it is so great to see that there is absolutely no animosity between these two biggest names in the bodybuilding world right now. And I can clearly remember that Derek was the first one to come out and defend Hadi after he was asked that question of Hadi walking off that stage after the Olympia last year. So this rivalry has been going on for almost 2 years now. And this year it is gonna be no different. And it's probably gonna get even more fierce, especially with the way Hadi showed up for this year's Arnold Classic in Columbus. So Derek 100% is gonna be way better than what we saw at the Olympia last year. Or will Hadi be better than his Arnold Classic version? Because that was absolute perfection. And if he can improve on that, I have to say, it is gonna be extremely hard to stop Hadi. So how is Samson so damn massive when all he eats in that breakfast is 3 whole eggs and only drinks black coffee? Yup, that is how it is. We have been watching this for years and years, and Samson has now officially entered that suffering phase now. So some of the legends of the sport from the past, they feel like the only thing that Samson needs to do is to suffer even harder. And Samson is ready for everything that comes his way this time. And I have to ask, doesn't he look absolutely mind-boggling in this new picture that he just posted after a chest workout? So still trying to lift as heavy as he possibly can to preserve all the new muscle that he has built, especially in this off-season. So what if Samson comes in all peeled? Will the inevitable happen? Because this is what we have all been hearing for almost 2 years now. That if Samson nails his condition, he is gonna win Miss Olympia. And I have to say this is the best he has ever looked by far, at a little more than 4 weeks out of any show that he has done. So it will eventually come down on how he handles those last few days of this prep, because that peak week and the final 24 hours, they are the most important ones. And I have to say Samson himself, he won't be in the right headspace to make those calls. So all of you guys who have gone through a prep phase, you guys must know about that prep brain, when you're actually looking really good, but your brain on the other hand plays tricks with you. And that is where the expertise of the coach comes into play. Because the thing is, whatever Samson and his wife has been doing so far, especially after this year's Arnold, it has worked superbly for them. So, what did you guys think? Will Samson fight for the Olympia title this year? So you guys wonder how Andrew Jack makes posing and presentation look so damn easy on the stage. Well, just take a look at this picture posted by Chris Lewis, aka Psycho Fitness. So Andrew and Psycho are one of those few guys who work as hard on the posing as they do in the training sessions. And that is why you will never find a single picture of Andrew breathing through his stomach. I mean, even when the man is giving that winning speech, he is so damn composed on the stage and very conscious about everything. So he is a little behind in terms of his YouTube content, as Andrew just posted an arms workout on his YouTube channel. And that was a workout which he went through about 12 days ago. And that was in Dubai. And I have to say 12 days is plenty of time, especially when these guys are so close to the competition, to get insanely shredded and peeled. And you guys can see it right here, that even 12 years ago, Andrew looked all round and 3D and popping everywhere. So Andrew said that he was in the maintenance phase after his win post-Texas Pro, but it seems like Chris was giving him very few rest days during that period as well. And now that Andrew is in the US, he is gonna be firing all cylinders. It's all balls to the walls, all the way till this year's Miss Olympia. So 8th place at his first ever Miss Olympia back in 2022, 5th in 2023, And we have every reason to believe that Andrew is definitely gonna improve on his placing at his third Miss Olympia, and he can maybe place as high as third, or who knows, maybe even higher than that. But do let me know what you guys think.
No off days until I head back to Camp Psycho. Then he will strategize when I will be taking off or not. But for now, no updates for me. We'll be working, working, and working, and working, and working.
So all the credits to AJ Kelly for posting this picture of Martin Fitzwater just a little more than 4 weeks out of his first ever Miss Olympia. And I have to say Martin is bringing the heat. So regardless of where he places at his first ever Miss Olympia, he is already being considered one of the biggest bodybuilding stars that we saw this year. And the fact is, with him only being 27 years old and already in the discussion on being in the first Olympia call out, I have to say sky is the limit for this man. So Martin did not just grow physically. If you have listened to him in the recent past, he is altogether a different individual, especially in comparison to what we saw back in 2022 at Texas Pro and the Arnold UK. So with the way Martin has been training, there is absolutely no doubt that he is leaving nothing in the tank. He's probably gonna be a few pounds heavier than what we saw at the New York Pro. And can't you guys imagine that this guy did absolutely zero cardio at all during that New York Pro prep, and still the man was so damn shredded. So I cannot imagine him being more peeled than that. But Martin and his coach Stefan believe that they still have a few tricks up their sleeves, which by the way they did not apply for the two preps they did together this year for Detroit Pro and the New York Pro. So 2 years ago, back in 2022, when Martin did Texas Pro against Andrew Jacked and he placed second behind him, he had a few holes in his physique. He had some lagging body parts. His arms were small, his chest and his back wasn't that good. Basically, he needed more size overall, or in other words, more muscle density. But this current physique that we are witnessing, that is very complete, and that too from every angle. And that combination of aesthetics and size, that is gonna make Martin extremely dangerous. So none of us will be surprised if he actually makes it into that first call out. The undisputed classic physique Miss Olympia champion for the last 5 years, Chris Bumstead, just posted his most muscular shot, and that was followed by the guy who many consider is gonna be the one who is gonna give Chris Bumstead a run for his money at this year's Miss Olympia. I am talking about the reigning Arnold Classic champion, Wesley Vissers. So Wesley has also now linked up with his coach, Stefan, and he is going through these final workouts under the watchful eyes of his coach. And I'm not gonna lie, Chris Bumstead looks absolutely massive and ripped as well. He looks like an open bodybuilder here. So things really start to happen when Chris Bumstead starts posing. So his arms, more specifically his biceps, we all know, they aren't even close to being the best in classic physique division. But the way he opens up for that front double biceps, with those huge, thick and wide lats, and when that vacuum comes into play, it's all over for everyone else. So we should all expect nothing less than his all-time best from Cbum, as he had a longer prep than usual this time. And so far as we know, he has remained injury-free this time. Maybe if Cbum's back, that did not improve so drastically from 2019 to 2022, these guys would have had a better shot at beating him, at dethroning him. But somehow he was able to bring up his biggest weakness, and that too to such an extent that it was so mind-boggling. Which means Cbum right now has no weak shots. So this Wesley versus Cbum comparison, that is gonna happen for the very first time in a matter of a month. And I think this is gonna be one of the most exciting things to happen in classic physique division. For the first time ever in Chris Bumstead's reign, he is gonna be challenged by a guy who is taller than him and who is arguably bigger than him. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.